Hello everyone, welcome back to ZOR Pilgrimage of the Slorfs. There has been an update with some patching and some balancing tweaks and stuff, so I'm hoping that I might be able to get further than I ever have before. And I'm on the beta branch at the moment because there has been some issues with the main branch and crashing for me, and it was suggested to change. So let's get a fresh pilgrimage going. I'm going to restart because the last one was the one that crashed, and you won't know what the first 15 minutes of that were before I gave up on it. So, opening level, almost always you can find 3 sticks. However, here I can't see a third stick. I see sticks here. I've got a dead tree that I can harvest sticks. Oh, there's a sticks right next to us. That's good. Okay. There's a recipe here, pesky bug, and a grimp. Right, well, there's nothing for me in that far corner. So let's just start with a walk to these sticks. This has 2 actions, so it can fly to, but it can't fly to and then attack. And we're going to need to attack it twice, because the first attack won't be hit on the evasion. Now, I want that stick, that recipe, and that dead tree. You can move 2. So I might actually be best walking to here to force this bee to come down the cliff, because to attack up a cliff costs an extra action. We are going to simply walk over here towards this tree. Here, with motivation, we get 3 actions. Our first action can be spent attacking, and then the second attack on the same turn then costs 2 actions, but the motivation gave us 3. So we're able to kill that insect quite happily. Here, we're going to harvest this dead tree for sticks. Right here. This is going to take 1 step towards us next turn. We have 3 water, so I'm just going to harvest this mushroom. They spend their action moving towards us. I'm going to... How much food is this worth? 2. There's no point in walking there to come back, so I'm going to spend 1 to walk closer to this last stick over here. With this guy, they have 1 action and they will attack us if we can't afford to kill them. So I'm going to explore, hit them once, and then take a step back, so they have to spend their action closing the gap to us without us getting attacked. Yeah, I'm going to walk 1. Yeah, they now have 1 HP, so we can spend our 1 water to swipe. So, large meat pile is worth 3 food to us. Here, I can simply motivate up the cliff, eat the mushrooms, eat these mushrooms as well. We have 6 food, so let's spend 2 to get 3 and 1 XP. Yeah, we can just gather some sticks, turn around. 1 walk gets us onto that XP. And just whoever can get to that the fastest. Looks like that is us. We get a recipe for the nut flinger. And with every resource collected, we can make camp and end the day. When you make camp, you get all of your food and water replenished for the next day, so you don't have to worry about going around collecting all the mushrooms on any given map. Crafting. First map should always give you 3 sticks, so you can start with a small fire or planning. I'm going to take the small fire for +2 max food on each of our Slorfs. And then we've got 3 XP to spend upgrading our cards. First thing I like to do is upgrade an explore card so that we can get something a bit more unique going. Choose from 3 random upgrades out of 11 possible. So hike, 3 food, gives Slorf 4 actions. Nature walk gives Slorf 3 actions plus 1 action for each adjacent tree or water tile. Encourage, give 3 actions. Aura 1 until next turn other Slorf gets 1 plus action. I'm going to take hike as just kind of a general all-round high action economy card. Then we're going to head off to the next day. Right, so what do we have here? We've got a Grimp Runt, another Grimp, Petroglyph. This pond has a fish in it. This turret, player triggered, attacks for 1 damage in range of 3 at end of round, rotates every round, so got to look out for that. Is there anything really worthwhile down here? There is a recipe. It's a bit of a slog to get over to it, but could be done. And we've got these weeds here that need to be cleared out first as well. So since there's no food in this general area, let's start with motivation. We'll go... Nah, here's the thing. If I go 1, 2, clear this for 3, we don't have a path for Hulga to then get out with. So I'm actually just going to walk 1 to there, then Hulga is going to motivate all the way to here. The spikes alternate every turn. This is going to try and attack us, but it will attack the weeds before a shot manages to get to Gorb. Over here, I want to hit this Grimp at least twice to kill it, and with Hike we get 4 actions. Oh, we're on this character at the moment. With this, I will... What will I do? I need to kill these guys. I want to get all these sticks. There's grass there. I guess one of us is going to go to the right and one of us is going to go to the left, but there's going to have to be some fighting first. So, I'm just going to actually discard this walk card. Here, we're going to hike. That's going to attack for 1, attack for 2, and then take a step forward. They walk, they walk. They did not try and shoot us. I guess because we didn't move in the turn it was staring at us. I'm not sure if that's the intended behavior, but it's how it went nonetheless. I'm just going to... I have 8 food. You're about to get some more food. I'm going to spend my 1 water to harvest this to get it out of the way. And here, there's a large meat pile there. So I'm going to take 2 actions, hit this once, and then stand on the recipe. We learn about the shield. They move. They rotate. The spikes swap. We can now start getting to move. Come up here, get that XP. For hike, we get 4 actions. We can move forward 1, we can attack for 1, we can attack for 2. That's why I like hike so much. The turret is not dormant in the evenings. Definitely worth knowing. So we are going to start walking to the southwest. We are safe on this tile currently, and because we're stood next to water and have unlimited water by consuming the water here, I'm going to harvest the fish in the pond. Then for us, just going to walk onto this stick. We are going to motivate. We've got 4 food, you've got 4 food. You're about to stand on mushrooms. There's more mushrooms there. There's meat here. I think we'll be fine. Going to motivate and go 1, 2, 3. Shuffle the deck. Draw a fresh card. Harvest. You have 2 water. You could harvest the mushrooms. I don't want to be stood on the spikes when they rotate next turn. So let's do that. Here, walk 1 onto the stick. You rotate again. Spikes swap, so really I do just want to walk 1 to here. Yeah, we can... The fish and the stone, if you use them as consumables, they'll be lost forever. But if I just discard it, it will sit there in the discard pile where we'll be able to draw a different card. Lazy gets us over those spikes. Motivation is going to be better served getting us past these spikes here, so we'll just discard our fish. The turret just keeps rotating round and round. Yeah, we can get our recipe, sharp stick. And then we don't have to come back and stand on the spikes, we can just end our turn. We got enough to hike over to this stick. And there's nothing else on the board for us, so we can just end our turn there. Turret rotates. We can make camp. Everything will be grand. To camp. Can't tell if the audio got a little bit louder again. Just because we changed the beta branch, it changed all my visual settings as well. Sorry if that mission was a bit loud. Crafting. We've got nothing to do here. We could do some planning. Or we could make a sharp stick. Armor is ignored. Attack adjacent target for 2 piercing damage. Or we could make a walking stick. I do like having a bigger hand. Give me the bigger hand to start. And then we got 4 XP for upgrading. Hike turns into trek. Same cost, but 6 actions. Honestly, I'm not even going to consider everything else. I'm just going to do this first. I think 6 actions is monstrous. You can even be stood next to something and attack for 1, attack for 2, attack for 3 to do 3 damage in 1 turn, which is immense. So straight off to our next day. The Wooded Ponds. Okay, little look around. We've got a Gustwood pushing us around. There's a petroglyph there, branch stump, pile of sticks, a bug egg. Burrowing grubs loses food value over time until gone entirely. Branch on the ground. Trarbalisk, Grimp Runt, Rock Grimp, sticks. Alright, let's start with this tree, shall we? We can certainly... We'll trek next turn with Hulga. For now, over here, let's motivate 1 and attack up a cliff, make some sticks. Here, we're going to trek. Hit for 1, hit for 2, hit for 3. So that dropped some experience, and now there's a branch pile on the ground. I don't really want to disturb these eggs until we've dealt with the rest of the enemies. Just going to be a lot of walking that direction to then walk back again. There's no water up here, and we definitely want to harvest this Trarbalisk, and to do so we need the water to harvest. There's no other way to do it. I just don't have anywhere good to stand, because I don't want to stand on the 6 hexes around this bug egg or the 6 hexes around that bug egg. So let's just take a step back. Yeah. We don't have a way to get up to these bugs yet. So what I will do is explore, knock this down, create some sticks, then take a step to here. We can climb next turn. These won't cross the tangled roots because they don't have 2 actions. And in that same vein, if we're stood here, they can't attack us because it takes 2 actions to attack up a cliff. So attacking these guys is actually going to be very simple when we do get there. For us over here, I'm just going to discard a stone and pass. And we are going to lazy grab that food. I'll discard a fish that we don't need. Here we can move across all these mushrooms. Then we might as well step one closer. What is this? Tangled roots, 2 actions to enter. Really, I want to be over here the most. So let's take one step back to here. I should have just passed while I was already there. This guy is going to need 4 attacks because they've got 2 armor. We can start with a motivation and hit them twice. They can't attack us because we're up a cliff. Trek is going to be great in a second over there, I think. Over here for now, I'm just going to discard Swipe for 1 water cost. We redraw Swipe. Harvest is 2 water. Swipe is 1 water. So I'm just going to do that. They walk back closer to us. Here, I will discard a walk. Then as soon as this creature here, not the mushroom patch, the rock grimp is dead, these will become dormant. We can start exploring down here freely. To do that, we are going to trek for 6 actions. That's 1. That's 3. And we can go 4, 5, 6. We can explore to climb that for 2. Then here we can motivation 1, 2, 3. Now that we're up the cliff, we've got more mushrooms available to us as well if we need them. I'm just going to start with a walk onto those sticks. Here we have to harvest the Trabalisk to get what we want out of it, which is a choice of these 3 cards. Work. Give Slorf 1 action. No attacks. Reduce food cost of a random card in hand by 1. Sneak. May give Slorf 1 action. May not attack. Skip enemy turns this round. Does not reshuffle. Scrounge. Give Slorf 2 actions. +1 to food gained when entering a food tile. I'm going to try a sneak. I think that'll be good for emergencies later on. Then the big stone resides in that tile just without its power inside of it. Yeah, then we can get these mushrooms, but then we can't get down. So we're going to go down this side. I'll take my 2 actions, learn a recipe, gazing effigy. And here we need 2 actions to climb up. We can do that with motivation. Collect a Grimp shell. Over here, I'm just going to walk 1. Now, I want that XP, but I also want all of this stuff. We have 10 food, but no water. To get this mushroom off the old stump, you must harvest it. We have no water for harvesting, so we're just going to have to go carefully. I want to harvest this, but we don't have our harvest card. I can discard branch for free. Trek is just perfect. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I don't need the extra 1 from that. We have Trek back again in the shuffle. Just checking there isn't anything else for us on the map. Don't think there is, so we'll just discard the shell. There's harvest. We can get this branch, and then we can make camp. A perfect round, I think. Back to crafting. So what we can do now is, because we got planning offered us +1 scouting level. When we go to the map, we can see that the next place we're going is Buzzing Roots, which I think is going to be an encounter with lots of bees. So if I could get something like a attack with... So if we go back to crafting, we'll see we can probably make... No, we don't have a recipe for a club. Clubs ignore the purple evade status on some of the bugs, which means when you attack them, they just die rather than dodging the attack first. But we can't do that, so let's see what else we can do. A woodshed would give us extra wood, extra sticks every time we camp in the future. A water basin will give us +1 max water. A cozy fire, +2 max food. Cord supply teaches us the bandage recipe. Training dummy gives us a swipe card. I think this early I'm going to invest in a woodshed. And if we look at our deck, I don't want the stone or the branch to be my attack cards because they will be destroyed if I ever use them. So back to crafting. I would rather craft a sharp stick and take that with us. So it does 2 damage, armor is ignored. So we go back to our deck, we now have that sharp stick and we can swap it for this branch. So that sharp stick is now in our deck rather than in our excess. We have 4 energy to upgrade something, so we'll do that in a second. We have enough stuff to learn the recipe, but I'm going to take a water basin instead and give us +1 max water. Some levels don't have readily available water, which makes them quite tricky. And then back here, with 4 energy, I'm going to upgrade Swipe, because what I would really love is any type of ranged attack, if possible. Big Strike, attack for 2 damage. Yell, adjacent enemies flee 3 tiles and miss their next turn. Card does not reshuffle. Or Glare. Attack target in range 2 for 1 piercing damage. Target is immobilized for 1 turn. Armor is ignored. That sounds perfect for what I wanted. We still have 2 energy. We could upgrade one of our walks into an explore, or we could upgrade our harvest. Let's upgrade our harvest. We can go to an easy harvest at cost of 1. Forage at a range of 2, or greedy, harvest all the tiles around us. Because we just upgraded our water, so we now have 4 water per creature, I'm going to go with forage for a range of 2. And then we can head on our way to start the next day. So far, so smooth. Right, where are we going next? We're right next to a creature immediately. A Grimp, which we can kill with our sharp sticks, so that shouldn't be a problem. Then around us, a Root Mother spreads tangled roots each turn. Another Root Mother spreads tangled roots each turn. And down here, a Gustwood pushes enemies and slorfs 1 tile. So we want to definitely destroy those because it's going to make it harder and harder to move through the space getting closer to those trees. Nut Tree, incredibly good, very worthwhile. Don't need the Mending Glyph because we have not yet been injured. Overgrown Weeds, Pond. There is a stone pile there. We can harvest that for a stone. There's a bunch of sticks, dry grass, small meat pile. A ripening grub here gains food value every round until starting over. And there's a Grimp Eye there, which I think I definitely want. So I'm going to start by just killing this Grimp with a sharp stick. Attack adjacent target for 2 piercing damage. Nice and safe. Right, where do we want to go? I think I want to prioritize the Root Mothers because they're going to be much more difficult to get to once a few turns have elapsed. And the Gustwood isn't really going to do any harm here. So if Hulga goes to the right, that would leave Gorb going up. Problem is the wind is blowing west immediately, which is going to ruin some of our gains in direction. This is a small meat pile worth 2. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to spend explore, move to there. Then we get blown across. We pick up the meat on the tile we got blown onto. These things start creating roots. There is no... Oh, there is water on the board. Just this pond. Nowhere else. Right. Since we're down here, what I'm going to do is... Actually, we can forage this rock right now. Now we have a stone. Let's move 2 up to here. So we only need 1 move. Oh, we got pushed into it. Even better. So we got pushed onto the tangled roots, which means we don't have to spend any actions moving onto them. We can start attacking that tree next turn. Down here... I'm going to sneak 1. No, I'm not. I'm going to move... This wind is now pushing in this direction, which is, again, annoying. It would push me into the experience. So, in fact, I'm just going to discard a fish. And here... Trek has not come up yet, annoyingly. We can probably pass by this water on our way back. So... Let's just glare at this tree to do 1 damage to it. You stare menacingly at the tree. Alright, motivation is good. We're being pushed to the right now. So what I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3, and then get pushed to the right. Here, with Trek, we can do 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. Oh, some bark. I'd like some bark. We don't need this ripening grub. We are very full on food at the moment. Though I would like to refill water if we're going to harvest this grass patch. And we're getting blown to the bottom right next. So I am just going to refill on water there. Here, we're getting blown down and to the right, so I'm going to motivate myself up to this XP, and then back 1 to get blown onto that bark next. Bark gives Slorf 2 armor. Right, we are full of water again, so I can actually spend a sharp stick to get rid of that plant. I'd love a harvest here to get these nuts. Not being very efficient about this whole round, but there's still some food around. Not panicking yet. Down here, I think it's simply going to be... Oh, we're up here right now. Harvest to shake the tree. I'm just going to... Where are we getting pushed? Down and left. That's fine. I'm going to discard a stone. Get blown around a bit. Now, fortunately for us, this root mother can only create tangled roots on empty tiles, which means we can go through empty tile, mushroom tile, grass tile, petroglyph, and then attack it. So that is incredibly convenient for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. A day fire. And then attack. We have 1 unit, 1 action left. Nothing to do with it here, unfortunately. There's forage. I'm going to forage for these nuts. It puts them just about as the worst place away from us as possible. And the wind pulled us into the path of this turret, which is a big shame. Got us shot. I don't love it. And it does not rotate this turret. So we're just going to spend 1 to walk to here, because that's out of the range 3. Up here, We walk over to both the nuts. I'd then have to eat one of the nuts to get back to something resembling useful territory. But I'm going to do it anyway. Right. Lazy. We can move one, attack one. Motivation is great. Which way are we being blown? Away from us. If we move 1, 2, 3, we're going to get pushed back again. We only have 2 food left. So I'm going to place sneak. Get that nut as well. Then here we can motivate to attack once and twice. We're being pushed that direction. We have no food. I regret playing motivate down here a little bit. So I'm going to eat one of my 2 nuts. Get 3 food back. That bug is about to fly away, isn't it? Resets to a baby grub. We finally... Hold on, what? Insight glyph. Is that different than just regular XP? That was under the tree, wasn't it? I don't think I've seen one of those before. Right, we are ready to start marching our way over to the Gustwood. Fortunately, we have 3 food and trek costs 3. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eat these mushrooms. Get pushed back a little bit. I definitely want to get this Grim Pie over here. But to do it, we're going to have to go past this, which is annoying. We're also running out of food. So I'm just going to discard bark. If we have to, we'll wait for motivation to come round in its own time. We have 2 food left. I'm going to take 1 step over towards this ripening grub. Currently worth 3, and then we're going to get pushed onto it next turn, which is excellent. Here, I want to forage this grass. That adds grass to our inventory. We can... There's nothing over here we need to forage, is there? All stuff that we can pick up for free. So, with 1 water cost, I'm going to give up... Glare? No. Sharp stick. Right. If we get our... What's it called? Trek. We'll be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over to the Grim Pie. And get some food along the way. So let's discard this nut. There's Trek. We'll save that for them over there. Over here, we currently have 4 food. So let's spend 2 of it to break down this bush. Get pushed across. Here, we have 4 food. We can play Trek and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Our hand is way too big at the moment, but that's fine. We're going to get pushed that way next, so we're going to walk 1 across, get pushed into the food. Love it. We're getting pushed in that direction, and I really don't want to be shot by the turret. So, we're being pushed in that direction. Let's spend the last of our food. Move to here. We being pushed this way. We have 4 food again. We can walk with this stick. I don't want you to play motivation. What I would like you to do is get back to this water so we can start cycling through crappy cards. But to do that, I'm going to need to play motivation to get to the water. In fact, you can just discard this bark. That's fine. Here, I will play the motivation. Go 1, 2, 3. If I could get you to that healing thing, we could get the 1 HP we're missing back. You're going to get pushed to here, which is fine, so I will try. Unlikely, but stranger things have happened. We have no water left for attacking, so we're going to have to play lazy. Take 1 step, attack once. We can not forage that, but we can just discard a Grim Pie. We can walk to attack for 1. Then I just need to draw another walk at my next convenience. There it is. Here we can discard any water card and it will refill our water immediately. 1 walk for 1 food. Lets me kill that. Here we can discard a glare, refill our water. Down here we have no food and no water, so we can't discard anything for free right now. We're going to miss out on a stick and 1 XP. It's going to cost me at least 2 health to play this explore card because we are out of food. So rather than taking the 2 health hit, I'm just going to leave. So we'll make camp. And let's check the map. Can I see the map yet? There it is. Screaming Paths next. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 encounters done. 4 more to go. Everything seems to be nice and stable at the moment, which I really appreciate. A Gazing Conduit. +1 hand size, +1 scouting level. More hand size can only be a good thing. Card crafting. Gazing Effigy. Aura. Range 2. Increased damage by 1. Card does not reshuffle. Just having all of our attacks increase their damage by 1 seems kind of massive. Also a Nutflinger. Attack a target within range 3 for 1 damage. Also seems incredibly good. We can't take all of this stuff with us. Like, we are incredibly oversubscribed for stuff at the moment. So we should probably spend some of that stuff. We can make a shield. Give Slorf 1 armor. Armor each absorbs 1 non-piercing damage. Is this a card? Or is this just a thing that we always get? Is this like a constant passive? I'm guessing it's a card because everything here... Oh yeah, because the whole tab is called Craft Cards. Silly goose. Oh, there's so many choices. Bubbling Soup. +1 max water, +2 max health. A fish, a nut, and a grass. We've got nothing else to spend our fish on, do we? We don't need a Nutflinger because we already have Gaze as a ranged attack. So I will take a Bubbling Soup. +1 max water and more max HP. Lovely. +2 max food and a slot. Gazing Conduit, more hand size, cord supply. I do like the idea of this Gazing Effigy though. Let's do that. You can only do either a Gazing Effigy or a Gazing Conduit, not both. This strategy game, Slorfs counterattack 1 evade at start of day. That seems incredibly good. I've never even seen a wild stone before, so I'm not going to get my hopes up too much on that. Let's get a Gazing Effigy. We can still get a cord supply. Still got loads of bark. We could make a shield. Right, that is it for our crafting options. Let's go back to our deck then. Loads of stuff. Right, we'll swap out the bark for the shield. That just makes sense because the shield is reusable, the bark gets destroyed. Gazing Effigy is just there in our extra stuff slot. How does Glare upgrade? Intimidate. Attack a target in range 2 for 1 piercing damage. Target is immobilized for 2 turns. Armor is ignored. So I think immobilize is only doesn't move, not doesn't attack. So it's a freeze, not a stun, I think. We have 5 energy to spend. Trek is already max upgraded. What does Forage upgrade to? 1 more range. Harvest a tile within range 3. Sneak. Give Slorf 3 actions. May not attack. Skip enemy turns this round. It also comes down to 1 cost. So I'm going to do that. That seems great. 1 XP, not enough to do anything else. So I'm going to stop there for today. We are 4 encounters into an 8 encounter arc. But I invite you to join me next time as we will continue on this adventure to see if we can finally get... Where's my... Can I see the map? Finally get to this boss icon encounter over here. We've yet to see it because so many of our runs have ended in sad and unpredictable ways. But for now, thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you want to play for yourself, the game will be out on August 30th in early access. You'll find links to all that stuff down below. For now, though, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.